So I recently watched it for my birthday this past Saturday, and I gotta say, it was not bad, not good, just in the middle, at least for me. Alright, let's go over what I really liked about it. Oh, that sounded weird.
Round 1.
The new Pennywise was actually pretty okay, way better than what I initially expected. Bill Skarsgård's portrayal of Pennywise the Clown was both real menacing and also kinda childlike in his mannerisms and facial expressions. One minute he's laughing with Georgie, the next he switches to a disturbing clown with glowing eyes. Which makes me wonder why Georgie would not run and scream like a madman once he saw those eyes. Look, I don't care how kick-ass my brother made this paper boat, I ain't sticking my hand down a storm drain that has a clown with glowing eyes or a whole fucking circus in the background, okay?
What a nice boat. Do you want it back?
The kids were okay, I think a little bit more natural at the acting than the original TV movie's child actors. Of course, the kid actors got to swear and curse and do more shit than the miniseries allowed. Seeing the kids act like, well, kids was kinda nice. You got to see more sides to Bill, Ben, Beverly, Richie, Eddie, and all of them, which was a big plus. Also, the movie followed the book a bit more than the miniseries did, and with the R rating got to explore a bit more of the darker and more disturbing themes from the books. Like seeing Georgie get his arm ripped off instead of it just cutting to black, seeing him get dragged into the drain pipe by these long-ass poltergeist-like arms from Pennywise, hinting and alluding to Beverly's father's lust for his daughter more effectively than the miniseries did, showing Henry murder his father in his psychotic break by Pennywise, showing the mountain of toys and floating dead children's body in the lair of it, and so on. The camaraderie between the kids in this version felt nice, as did the originals, but this one shows a bit more of the personal side of some of the kids, like Mike's job with his uncle at the farm, or butchers or whatever, Ben's love of new kids on the block, Bill's progressively strong feelings for Beverly as well as Ben's, and yeah, the gore and bloodshed actually capture the book's viciousness pretty well too, like the miniseries did, but on a much more grander scale. It's so sick. Alright, so a lot of good shit I like, but now the bad stuff.
Round 2.
Richie in this movie is so fucking annoying. Like, I know he's supposed to be the wisecracker in the group, and I mean, when we were at that age, we tended to speak like adults when there was no adults around either, using words like shit, fuck, dick, pussy, all that good shit. But man, every time he made a quip, I felt like it was so forced, and I didn't like it. Everyone in the audience loved it, but after a while it started to irk me. Just my personal opinion. Seth Green felt a little more average and more fit into the role, I think. He also looked the part a little bit more better than Finn Wolfhard does, I can tell you that much. Even his quips and comebacks, while very dated and lame, still fit his character pretty well. I get that they tried to make the kids speak more like kids do. I mean, just like even nowadays, I mean, hell, go online on any shooter and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's limits, man. Not every bit of dialogue has to have him talk about someone's mother or his dick or how someone's acting like a pussy or something. I don't know, it's just a personal gripe. Also, I felt like they didn't really build up Mike Hanlon's story with the Losers Club as strongly as the other kids. He just got bullied by Butch and them and then ran into them and they had the apocalyptic rock fight and then became best friends quick as hell. The kids also did some really stupid stuff, like they know this demonic super being is chasing them and out to kill them, but every time it does shit that makes it so obvious it's coming for them, they decide to check it out. Like with Ben following the shadow into the lower bowels of the library, dark as hell, and hearing noises and shit. I'll be honest, if I heard or even saw shit like that, I'd be out of that fucking place. Or when Beverly heard the voices calling from within the bathroom sink, fuck that shit, I'd run out of there fast as hell. They also had a little bit too much CGI for my liking. It really distracted me. Like when it came out of the projection screen, I was like, really, dude? This is supposed to be threatening or scary. And that's the other thing, nothing in this movie really creeped me out. The original did it pretty well, with its creepy circus theme for Tim Curry's Pennywise, the images like when Stan cut his wrist and wrote "it" in his blood and stuff like that. Nothing really jumped or screamed suspense or terror at me, really. The CGI also brought the scare factor kinda down for me as well. Like when Beverly is attacked by her hair that was in the drain of her bathroom sink, it felt so generic and not scary at all. Or when Bill gets faked out by the fake Georgie like in the trailer and Pennywise runs at him, it seems more comical than creepy. Or when the leper came at Eddie in broad fucking daylight and the nose and everything was CG, it was just distracting. Although I will admit that freaky-faced portrait of the woman who attacked Stanley was really cool. Loved the look and face of that fear. I've also just read that it was a cameo appearance from the monster in the movie Mama, so I definitely want to check that movie out now, because this monster's design, while kinda basic, looks sick, with Javier Botet doing the motions behind it. The same man who brought that hideous creature from Record to life.
Final round.
So all in all, this movie is fine, but nothing really special. The scare factor of it is kind of bland. I guess I'm just bored of watching the same formula over and over again. Or at least what seems like the same formula for all these horror movies released since 2004 or 5. The CGI makes me wish they had at least tried some practical effects, and also stop using the tired old gimmick of the tension building and then silence and then the big scream or scare. You know what I'm talking about. The trailer scare? I don't know what to call it. I hate when horror movies do that though. It's so bland. But I mean, there is some good in this movie. The cast is pretty good. The new Pennywise is awesome. The kind of Stranger Things vibe I get from this movie is kind of crazy, and not just because Finn Wolfhard is in it, but I guess it just feels 80s. Like I'm watching Fright Night or The Goonies or something from back in the 80s. It just feels cool. The effects, while the CGI scares did get kind of annoying after a while, is still pretty decent. The blood and gore is satisfying. I give this movie a 6 out of 10. Something for everyone. I will say this movie will make a sick-ass Halloween flick to put on. Just tell everyone you're putting on the movie It and watch them either freak out or ask you why, because almost everyone knows It by now. The mental scarring Pennywise induced to all the younger generations until now, but to the new generation, this is their Pennywise, and I don't see that as a bad thing at all. So yeah, pirate it, get it before Halloween, and slap it on and get ready for a spooky night. So thanks for watching, and as always, peace.